Initially your roommate?
He was in my ward.
Okay, so yeah, what do you think of him?
The first time I saw Junior, honestly, I could not stop looking at him. I would stare when he wasn't looking, and then when he would look at me, I would look away, really embarrassed. But I mean, what do you expect? He's in a wheelchair. I was asking myself, is he okay in the head? Can he think right, or is he just physically, a bunch of different things. So pretty much all the physical attributes that you can expect when you see someone in a wheelchair, yeah.
And then how did you get to know him, I guess, the real Junior?
The real Junior was whenever we started hanging out with the same group of friends. I noticed that all the guys around them, they talked to him, they made fun of him, they made fun of us, We just kind of joked around, guys slap each other around sometimes, And I was like, oh, whoa, and then I was chatting with him on Facebook several times, and he sounded perfectly fine. I'm like, oh, okay, so it must be physical. And that's how it started, just hanging around with him, being around him 24/7. And then it seems like the wheelchair seems to disappear even, You look at this person and the wheelchair is gone. It's amazing. As soon as you get to know that internal Junior, the person that he is, it's really incredible.
And obviously, we've been, I guess, hanging out with Junior for the last day or so, and it's incredible to me the amount of support that just people like you and like his friends over there give him on a daily basis. I mean, it seems like you guys really fill the role of helping him do everyday chores. And I was talking to Pepe yesterday, and he's like, honestly, we don't view it as help.
Yeah.
It's more like we just like to be around him.
Exactly. And when we started, it was honestly, for me, I felt, uplifted. I'm helping out someone. He's in a wheelchair, oh, I'm going to go to heaven. Oh, so good, But now, the more I get to know him, I don't know if this sounds going to sound bad. I mean, he's in a wheelchair. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't pity him. He's just my buddy. If he needs to go to the bathroom, okay, he needs to go to the bathroom. If he needs help up, he needs help up. That's just what you do, He's just your friend. I'm sure you would. I mean, if you had a friend, he needed help with a math assignment, whatever, you help him out, Just a buddy help out. So it's not more of a service anymore. It's just I don't know how Pepe described it. It's just a thing we do, and we're glad to do it. And there's blessings that come from that. I'm not going to deny that,
Definitely. And I guess what qualities do you admire most about Junior?
Junior, what I admire the most is definitely, without a doubt, his smile. I have never met such an optimistic person. I mean, he is in a wheelchair. He's so limited to so many things he has to do. He has to rely on people. When you want to go eat something, you can just go eat something whenever you want. He has to wait. He has to be patient. And through it all, he has a smile on his face. I don't know how he does it, but, it brings a smile to my face every single day. It's incredible. What an inspiration he can be. The fact that he's sitting there and look at all the friends that he has, and a lot of times he attracts people. Maybe not even because he's in a wheelchair, because people are attracted to that. It's because of that smile that he has. He just brightens up your day. That's for me at least.
Definitely, I would say that's what I've noticed as well. Always. Yeah, and I guess how has he impacted your life overall? I mean, when you guys part ways, what will you remember most about Junior?
That's all honest with you. The way he has impacted my life the most is two things, I would say. Three things: humility, optimism, and patience. I feel extremely humbled when I'm around him. If he can do this, I can do this. Learn to be optimistic whenever it's going bad for me. I don't know, it's got to be going worse for him, So I'm trying to keep up that optimistic attitude, and definitely a lot of patience. There are times when, to be honest with you, I get home from work, 8 hours of work, 4 hours in the physics lab, and Junior asked me, I need to eat something. You can't blame him. He's hungry, And that has taught me a lot of patience, that I have to put myself aside for a friend, It's hard at times, but it has taught me not to be so selfish. I did not realize how much I thought of myself until I started, hanging around with him, having to completely put myself aside to be with him. So.
Definitely. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Junior? If not, you covered a lot, so.
I mean, he's a great person. I mean, you get to know him, you know, come talk to him. He's perfectly fine in the head, you know. The way I see it is me and Pepe and all these guys, it's like we're his arms and legs. You know what I mean? We're the ones that when he needs something physically done, we do it. But when he comes intellectually, spiritually, he's the one providing all that chunk of stuff to us. You know what I mean? So get to know him. He's a great person, you know? I mean, that's about it. I don't know if you want any funny stories. I got a bunch of those. I don't know.
Yeah, give me a funny story or two.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so, have you guys hiked the Hawaiian Spanish Fork? I mean, not the hot springs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of it, but I've never done it.
Yeah, we hiked that with him. We had 5 guys and we piggybacked them on our backs. It took us about 3 hours to do it up and down the hill. It was like a pioneering experience kind of thing. I felt like there was someone pushing me, you know, as we were going up. And I don't think Gino in a sauna is the smartest thing, because when you're walking him, that's like, 200 pounds extra of hotness to your feet. So when I was there, I dropped him, and then I was burning, and then he was burning on the floor, and it was just a mess. So it's just things you learn not to do. I mean, there's only so much. I know I want to do everything for him, we want to do because he's in a wheelchair, but there's a limit. He's got to find that sometimes.
That's great. At least you have to experience it.
Yeah. That's about it, though. I don't want to take much of your time, so.
No, anything else?
No, I'm glad you guys are doing this. This is really cool. We've never, had this, and
it'll be neat.
Yeah, it'll be a really
I
cool
hope
experience.
He can do justice, because he's got a great story to tell.
Yeah, he's got a great story. Have you heard his story? How he was born? Has he told you that?
No.
It's a great story. Maybe you want to hear from him.
Fill me in just a little bit, so I kind of know.
A little bit. So he was born with an umbilical cord around his neck, so that cut off oxygen to his brain. And when he was born, blue. He was born dead, and the doctor went up to his dad, like, you want to revive him? What do you want to do? His dad said, I don't care what you do. I want my son to be alive. I don't care if he's going to have brain damage. I don't care if he's going to be deaf, whatever. I want him to be alive. And so he was born blue, and now his dad makes a joke that he's a real BYU baby, So that was great, but it's a pretty good story, so you should ask him about it. His dad jokes around, he says, what were you doing? Like jumping around jump rope or something in his mom's belly? I don't know. So
that's great. And so is that what caused the cerebral palsy?
Yeah, he has more details on it. I don't know exactly,
Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
But that's kind of a good background.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
Cool. Well, thank you, Javier. That's perfect. What was I was told that you met Junior, was it winter or was it fall of 2009? When was it?
It was the beginning of winter semester 2010.
Okay, so when everyone pretty much met.
Yep.
Okay, and what was your first impression of him?
My first impression, well, when I first saw him, he just had a big smile on his face like he usually does. So I just thought he was really happy, and he was just a loving guy, just right when I first saw him.
And I've noticed, he's got such a great support group. It's incredible to me almost. I feel like Junior is a story in himself, but so are you guys. I feel like he has an army fighting for him.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about, I feel like Pepe put it so wonderful yesterday. He's like, I don't feel like I'm helping him. I just want to be around him.
Yeah, like when we help him, it's not like we're helping him. We're just more of a group of friends. Mm-hmm. Like we just hang out like a normal group of friends when we're together. It's different because we're helping him, but it really isn't different.
Cool. And I guess what qualities do you admire most in Junior?
I like his attitude. He's always happy. He always wants to reach his goals. He's Junior. I don't know. Oh dear.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Seriously, we can edit whatever.
Okay, good.
Don't even worry about it. We'll make you look great, Stacey. And it's incredible to me that he, despite his disabilities and things like that, like he is still in school.
Yeah, he's doing really well in school. He takes, right now he's taking one class, econ, because it's spring term and you can really only take a few classes, but during fall and winter he takes a lot of classes and he keeps up with classes. I always see him doing his homework when I come over, and he's doing good in school.
Cool. And I think just seeing him interact and seeing him struggle to do daily like routine things, it almost puts like my problems in perspective.
Yeah.
Have you had such similar feelings?
I don't know.
You're fine.
Can you ask that again?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I guess does he in any way change your perspective on life or your problems really?
Yeah, when I go to dinner with him, when I feed him, I just think about if I was in his shoes, how I would react and how I would be able to do things. I don't know. I probably have really low self-esteem, and I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to do the things he does. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah, he's definitely inspirational. And I guess, how has he most impacted your life?
Junior has impacted my life a lot. He's changed my life. I've never really had a friend who's been handicapped. So, I don't know, just seeing him every day and how he handles all of his situations is amazing.
Are there any particular stories that, I don't know, maybe, I mean, I felt the Spirit just following him around. It's incredible. Are there any stories where you're like, I don't know, when you see him struggle or when you see him accomplish something, you're just like, wow.
Oh, I have to think about this one.
You're fine. Yeah, take as much time as you need.
There's been so many times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If it's broad, you can just describe like your feeling during it. It doesn't matter.
I feel the Spirit with Junior a lot when he's in church, when he prepares the sacrament, and when he bears his testimony in church. You can always feel the Spirit really strongly.
Wonderful. And is there ever, I guess, was there ever a time during the day too where you felt it when you're around him? Because you're with him a lot.
Yeah. Every time I see him, it's just because he's always so happy. He is, I don't know, he's just such a great guy, and he loves everyone. If you see him on campus, everyone runs up to him. Or if we're just at YView, he'll just be like going home, and then a flock of people surround him. It's amazing.
Cool. What was your tell me first of all, when did you meet Junior?
I met Junior beginning of fall semester 2010. He was in my ward down in YView, and at church, Junior and Javi and Pepe, they would all be there, and I'd sit with them occasionally and made friends with them. So that was probably the first time I met him, and I'd sit by him and made friends with him there.
Cool. And what was your first impression of Junior?
First impression was, holy cow, this guy is got some longevity, some what's the word I'm looking for here? This is just not going well, is it?
If you want to repeat it, it's totally fine. Sorry, you have an audience. The other.
Yeah, you guys freak. I was thinking, what was I thinking?
And if you want, sometimes it's helpful to restate the question, like, my first impression of Junior was.
Okay,
if you want.
Well.
You can think about it. Take your time.
What should I say? Cause Junior. Can I come back to this question?
Yeah, that's fine. Totally
okay,
fine.
Next question.
Tell me, I guess, what you admire most about Junior.
What I admire most is that he is able to keep going when it seems like the odds may be stacked way against him. Sometimes, you'll think nothing's in his favor, but when you get right down to it, he's here at BYU, which is, we're not Harvard, but it's a prestigious school, and he participates in everything. We've been to basketball games together, and no matter what, he gets in with the mix. Everyone knows him. I mean, when I'm walking through campus with him, you just see people, Junior, what's up, man? So I like about it, one of the most awe-inspiring things is that even though he's in this wheelchair, kind of stuck here, he's the man on campus. He's the big man on campus, even though he's not able to dunk on everyone like he should be.
Okay, perfect. And tell me how he's most impacted your life.
Oh man.
If you have a funny story that you'd like to share first, you can do that too.
Okay, I'll tell the story. Okay. So funny story was it was actually just like 2 weeks ago on Memorial Day, we went to a friend's place in Pleasant Grove, and we got there, unloaded him from the van with the little, the little ramp thing. He gets off. I go to put it back up, and it's stuck down. Okay, Pleasant Grove's like, 20 miles away maybe. And so we were just basically stuck there, Eventually, it was raining, so that kind of made things a little more difficult, trying to get at an angle that the rain wouldn't come in. And this isn't that funny of a story now that I think about it. It was funny at the time. So, okay, don't put this in there.
I'm sorry, I just don't want to laugh, so I know I mess up your audio, but I think it's funny.
Yeah, so that was not that funny of a story. Okay, this wasn't a good interview. Next
No, it's
question.
great. Tell me, I know you are in Junior's econ class, and I know you help him or you kind of tutor, you guys are kind of study buddies, stuff like that?
Kind of study buddies. I'm not his tutor. I mean, he probably gets half of it better than I do. I mean, he's got it, Just like, when he needs to turn homework in, I, help him take it out of his bag, put it in the box up front, because, every week there's an assignment. Just help him with whatever he needs. I don't really take notes for him because there's someone else in the class that does that. So I'm mostly just kind of his buddy and his homie in the class, and we're just kind of fellow students struggling through that stinking course together.
Perfect. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Junior?
He's the man. That's about it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Great. So Junior, first of all, Javier kind of filled me in with when you were born, your story when you were born, and the complications during your mom's childbirth, I guess. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
I was born when I went in labor with me, and then all of this started the machine was dead. I was dead. And so they rushed her to the OR, and they're trying to get me out, and I was dead.
Wow.
And a doctor was getting out to my dad and told him, we don't know what to do at, but we don't know if his death or burn on you or even brain dead. We don't know. And the doctor done, we gave him 16 years to live. And now I'm 28.
Now you're 28.
And my dad